What's going on, guys? Bowman's back in the shop, and we're talking about another Dobinson kit. I know you saw me unbox a kit not too long ago, but today we got a freshy fresh 3rd Gen Tundra, the first one we've actually taken apart. This kit, just like the first one we unboxed, is a MRR top of the line kit with their 3-way adjusters, and on this application they take a 66mm body front and rear, so you're getting, you know, a full 2.6 inch body, bigger than a 2.5, both front and rear. You'll probably notice this truck sits a little higher than your average Tundra, and that's because it has a Westcott's design perch spacer kit. Basically adds preload to your factory springs on the front struts, and I believe he has a spacer a little bit in the back too to bring it up a little bit. Now, this isn't going to give you any more travel when you do that, but it does give you the ride height so you can at least drive around with these big 37 by 12.5 inch tires. We noticed a little rub, so being able to go up to 3 inches of lift with this kit should help keep these big meats out of the fenders a little bit, at least we hope. Speaking of which, we went with the 3-inch kit for a standard weight vehicle, 3 inches in the front, 2 in the rear. You'll actually notice this rear coil is a dual rate or a progressive coil, so they give you a little longer free length, and it also has improvements in ride. That longer free length means it's a good chance you're not going to unseat your coil spring with these big long travel shocks for the rear. These rear shocks are available in like a standard length and an extended length. These are the extended length, so homeboy can get all the flex he can get. This kit should be paired with an aftermarket upper control arm at 3 inches of lift in the front, and as we always say, Dobinson's makes a great upper control arm. It just seems like we never end up getting it. Nothing wrong with it. I actually love it for the design. This icon we went with is billet as well, so you get the same benefits, only they use a Heim on the frame pivot side, which might really be a big help with so much tire to keep the deflection under control on the suspension. Billet stuff obviously looks really cool, gives you a lot of strength per weight. The real benefit is they are Heim adjustable on the ends for your camber and your caster or wheel positioning. What makes that really big is you can basically do equal adjustments on the factory alignment cams and these here Heim joints to push the wheels forward or back in the wheel wells, basically position them where you want it for the most wheel clearance without having to run a ton of caster or running too low of a caster value. Basically, since you're keeping the spindle at the same angle by moving it forward and aft with those equal adjustments, you know, you can get the front wheel push you might need to clear the cab mount and stuff like that without having to run 7 degrees of caster, really high caster values. Another great thing we love about these icons is, just like the Broncos, they come with the 1.25 inch Delta Joint Pro. If you're not familiar with Icon's Delta joints, basically they're like a uniball and a ball joint had a baby and made it better than both. They're basically essentially an internally a metal on metal joint, but they're sealed and greasable, so they last a long time, stay quiet. You know, they're not going to squeak when it rains. You're not going to have to replace them every year. And this 1.25 inch design, plus with the way they do a little machining around the shank, allows them to have 90 degrees of articulation. Now, I don't know that these coilovers will need that, but knowing you got the most ball joint articulation on the market, pretty sweet. Now, we're going to be throwing this kit on here today, and we'll break that down for you. Unlike all the other Tundras in previous years, they got coil springs in the back, so that'll be fun to see how that breaks down. And we're excited to show you how this thing's going to look with a little bit more height and a little bit more aggressive stance. All right, so we got this here beauty on the stands, and we're really interested to see a droop measurement, since these preload collars are giving you a lift, but they are eating into your droop travel to get you there. Basically, if you have 6 inches of total travel and you had 3 inches of bump and 3 inches of droop, if you go up 2 inches with these preload spacers, that means you have 5 inches of bump and 1 inch of droop. In this case, we saw that basically from a measurement at ride height, we were at 6 inches of distance between the tire and the fender, and at full droop, only went to 7 7/8. So with this preload collar in, you are, or this perch collar spacer in, you are only getting an 1 7/8 of droop travel at the wheel, which I'm gonna be honest with you, isn't gonna lead to good ride quality and definitely is gonna be a concern for performance off-road. On an independent front suspension setup, droop travel is really where you're getting all of your articulation, or most of it. And when you only got an 1 7/8, you're gonna be waving your front tire to a lot of people. We'll get these up and give you a little deeper breakdown on how much travel you'll probably end up gaining with the Dobinsons and more on how those collars work. But as we see so far, I don't think this is a great solution if you actually want to wheel your truck. So as you guys probably are already aware of, you can actually have these coilovers set for you and built by Dobinsons out of the box, or we could do it for you too. Since we have that ability ourselves, we decided to set them. This customer is actually looking for just a shade under 3 inches of lift. We're like 2.75. So instead of having these set at the 6.875 inches preload measurement they're looking for, we're going to for 6 3/4. But that's really one of the cool things that I don't think a lot of people talk about with these Dobinson spring and threaded body coilover setups is you can actually, you know, get a lifted spring and there's still some ride height adjustment around the lift height they're advertised at. So although this is like a 3-inch spring for stock weight vehicles, you might be able to come down a hair, or there is still enough preload adjustment that you could offset some additional weight if our buddy over here decides to get a bumper or winch. So I really like the way they've come up with a solution to give you the lift height you're looking for and still give you the adjustment if and when you add some weight or want to go a little higher layer. We're gonna throw these together, and as normal, just like a 6112, we'll throw them on the compressor, get them going. The reason why we preset these two is they're an aluminum body, so we don't want to mess up these threads by adjusting them on the vehicle. So we preset them beforehand, and any other adjustments made in the future gonna be on the spring compressor. All right, and as we said before, this truck came in with the Westcott's perch collar lift already installed on it. These work very similar to how like a Bilstein 5100 or another ride height adjustable strut would work, by adding preload to your factory springs to extend the strut more at ride height, give you a little bit of lift. But unlike most of those ride height adjustable struts, you're still using a shock that's the same length as stock. In fact, it is the stock strut. So you are cutting into your available downward or droop suspension travel to get the ride height you're looking for. Now, these trucks come up set up pretty low, and the ability to just about clear a 37 is pretty nice, but you are sacrificing a ton of droop travel, and we actually measured it to see what it ends up being. From ride height, from where this kit sits, you're only getting an 1 7/8 of downward suspension travel. And on something with independent front suspension, that is pretty much gonna be where you're getting all of your articulation.
you know, when you're going to flex, it's harder to make the high side compress, but the low side will always extend. Now, if you don't have much extension, you're gonna be waving a tire in the air, and that's never good for traction. So we put the Dobinson kit on, started measuring everything, and you effectively get 3 inches more droop travel at ride height. Now we'll throw the exact measurements up here so you can see. Basically go from 7 inches to 10 inches of wheel travel just by bolting this up, and that's gonna make a huge difference for real world articulation and ride. You're not gonna be topping out nearly as easily over bumps, and when things get flexy, you'll probably have a much better chance of keeping all 4 tires on the ground. And the fact that you can get 10 inches out of these from 7 inches stock width is really great out of a mid-travel setup. We're really liking what Dobinson did here. All right, guys, well, it took a little time, but she's on her own wheels again, and well, it came out great. Stance is awesome. The 3 in the front and the 2 in the back came out looking great, and even out of the box, these Dobinsons felt amazing. We always like things a little firm, so we ended up turning up the low speed and the rebound up just a little bit, so it was dancing with the best of them, and oh, loving it, honestly. Very comfortable, very composed, and if you're not opposed to clicking your clickers a little bit, I can't think of a better setup we felt so far on these 3rd gens. Obviously, there's not a ton of options out there right now, but if you're in the market for something that is stable without beating you to death, this is a great one, and it gives you a lot more travel, a lot more articulation, and all the bits and bobs do go together relatively easy once you figure it out. Obviously, we showed you how to do that, but if you end up having questions about this kit, any other kit, your 3rd Gen Tundra, your 3rd Gen Tacoma, any car, we got your answers, we got your shocks. I'm Sean, this is a sweet Tundra, and this is Shock Surplus signing off after a long 2 days.